The fascinating history of jack-o'-lanterns. Before pumpkins became the face of Halloween, the Irish had their own spooky tradition, carving eerie faces into turnips. Long before glowing orange pumpkins lined American porches, those haunting faces illuminated by candles actually began in Ireland, carved into large turnips and potatoes. The name jack-o'-lantern itself has deep Irish roots, tied to an old folktale about a clever but deceitful man named Stingy Jack. When Irish immigrants later brought their Halloween customs to America, a land rich with pumpkins, this old-world ritual found a new, perfect canvas. And that's how a legend turned into one of Halloween's most iconic symbols. The legend of Stingy Jack. According to Irish folklore, the story of Jack-o'-lanterns begins with a man known as Stingy Jack. Jack was famous for his cunning tricks and his unwillingness to spend a single coin. One night, he invited the devil himself to join him for a drink. But when the bill arrived, Jack didn't want to pay. He convinced the devil to transform into a coin that Jack could use to buy their drinks. But instead of paying, Jack slipped the coin into his pocket, right next to a silver cross, trapping the devil and preventing him from changing back to his original form. Eventually, Jack released the devil on one condition: the devil couldn't bother him for a whole year. And if Jack were to die, the devil couldn't claim his soul. When that year passed, Jack managed to trick the devil once more. This time, he lured him into climbing a tree to pick some fruit. As the devil climbed, Jack quickly carved a cross into the bark, trapping him again. Jack only let him go after securing another promise, that the devil would leave him alone for 10 more years. Jack's eternal fate. Not long after, Jack died. But his cleverness had doomed him. Heaven wouldn't take a man who had lived such a deceitful life, and hell couldn't accept him either. The devil kept his word. So, the devil cast Jack out into the dark night with only a single burning coal to light his way. Jack placed the glowing ember inside a hollowed-out turnip, creating a makeshift lantern to guide him as he wandered the earth forever. The Irish began to call this ghostly figure Jack of the Lantern, which over time became simply Jack-o'-lantern. From turnips to pumpkins. When Irish immigrants came to America, they brought this chilling tale with them. But instead of turnips, they found that pumpkins, native to North America, were larger, softer, and far easier to carve. The tradition evolved, and pumpkins became the new face of the Jack-o'-lantern legend. Over the centuries, what began as a dark story of a wandering spirit became one of the most recognizable Halloween traditions in the world. Every carved pumpkin glowing on a doorstep today traces its roots back to those ancient Irish legends, and to Stingy Jack's fateful deal with the devil. Jack-o'-lantern's origin. As the legend of Stingy Jack spread across Ireland and Scotland, people began crafting their own Jack's lanterns to keep him, and other wandering spirits, away. They carved frightening faces into turnips and placed them on windowsills or near doorways, hoping the eerie glow would scare off evil souls roaming in the night. Across the sea in England, large beets were used instead. These early jack-o'-lanterns were more than decorations. They were protective charms, meant to guard homes from dark forces during the season when the boundary between the living and the dead was believed to blur. When Irish and Scottish immigrants came to the United States, they carried this old-world tradition with them. But here, they discovered something new: the pumpkin. Bigger, softer, and easier to carve, pumpkins quickly replaced turnips and beets as the perfect lantern for Halloween night. Over time, what began as a way to ward off spirits became one of the most beloved and recognizable symbols of Halloween. If you enjoyed uncovering the Jack-o'-lantern's history and how this haunting legend traveled from Ireland to America, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another story from History Love. Join us next time as we dive even deeper into the mysterious and magical origins of your favorite traditions, and discover the history behind them.